The Deathworlder fleet's arrival changed everything. HFY Reddit stories ****. The quiet hum of the starbase artificial environment was shattered by the sudden alert. Red lights flashed across every corridor, and the calm voice of the AI system announced, ***, unidentified fleet entering the system, prepare for contact. Captain Lena Darrow stood on the bridge of the UN Resolute, her jaw tightening as she studied the tactical display. A fleet of ships, massive and bristling with weapons, had dropped out of warp near the edge of the system. Their design was unmistakable, Deathworlders. For centuries, the Galactic Alliance had considered humanity a curiosity. Earth was classified as a death world, a planet so harsh and unpredictable that most species would never survive its gravity, weather, or wildlife. Humans, however, thrived. Still, humanity remained a relatively minor player in the grand galactic theater, until now. Any word from the fleet? Lena asked, her voice steady despite the tension in the air. No communication yet, ma'am, her XO replied, but their weapons are hot, and they're heading straight for us. Lena clenched her fists. The Alliance had long feared the potential of Deathworlder species, and humanity's sudden rise in technological capability only fueled that fear. If this fleet was here to start a war, it could shatter the fragile peace humanity had fought so hard to maintain. Open a channel, Lena ordered. Let's see if they're willing to talk. The screen flickered, and a face appeared. It was humanoid, but the subtle differences in bone structure and the intensity of its gaze marked it as something other. The figure wore a uniform decorated with symbols Lena didn't recognize, and its voice was deep and commanding. I am Commander Thalix of the Varkan Dominion, it said. We come not as conquerors, but as allies. The bridge fell silent. Lena blinked, processing the words. Allies? She repeated. You arrive with a fleet armed to the teeth, and you expect us to believe you're here in peace? Thalix's expression didn't change. Your kind has proven resilient, adaptive. You've thrived in conditions most species would consider impossible. The Dominion values strength, and we see potential in humanity. A great war is coming, one that will consume the galaxy. We offer an alliance, our strength and knowledge, in exchange for your loyalty. Lena's stomach turned. Humanity had always valued its independence, but refusing such an offer could mean annihilation if the Varkans saw them as a threat. Why us? She asked. The Galactic Alliance has more resources, more power. Why ally with humanity? Thalix leaned closer to the screen, his piercing eyes locking onto hers. The Alliance grows weak and complacent. They lack the fire needed to survive what is coming. You, however, have the spark of a Deathworlder. You understand what it takes to endure, to adapt, to win. Together, we can shape the future. The bridge crew exchanged uneasy glances. Lena's mind raced. The offer was tempting, but the implications were enormous. Humanity would be aligning itself with a species the Alliance viewed as a rogue element. It could mean war either with the Dominion or the Alliance itself. Give us time to consider your offer, Lena said, her voice steady. Humanity doesn't make such decisions lightly. Thalix inclined his head. Take your time, Captain. But know this, the storm is coming, and only the strong will survive. The screen went dark. As the bridge crew began to murmur, Lena turned to her XO. Prepare a full report for the Council. We need every option on the table. The Deathworlder fleet lingered at the edge of the system, a silent reminder of the choice humanity now faced. Their arrival had indeed changed everything, and the future of Earth would never be the same. The United Earth Council meeting was tense. Delegates from across the colonies joined via hologram, their faces reflecting a mixture of fear and determination. The topic of the Varkan Dominion's offer dominated every discussion. We can't trust them, argued Minister Arlen Cho, the representative from Mars. The Varkan are known predators. They don't make alliances, they make subjugates. If we align with them, we risk becoming their puppets. They've offered knowledge and protection, countered Ambassador Yara Velez from the Titan colonies. The Galactic Alliance has never treated us as equals. They see us as an annoyance, a wild card. The Varkans see our potential. This could be humanity's chance to finally gain respect. Respect bought with blood, someone muttered. Lena stood at the center of the council chamber, silent as the debate raged around her. She'd been summoned to offer her insights as the commanding officer who made first contact. Every word would carry weight. Finally, the council chair, an elderly man named Victor Aslan, raised his hand. The room fell quiet. Captain Darrow, he said, you've faced the Varkan directly. What is your assessment? Lena took a deep breath. The Varkan are dangerous, they're calculating, and they don't make offers like this out of charity. They see us as an asset, a tool to be used in their plans. But they're also right about one thing. The council leaned in. A war is coming, Lena continued. Their fleet is outfitted for a scale of conflict we've never seen before. If we don't prepare, we could be wiped out, by the Dominion, by the Alliance. or by whatever threat they're so afraid of. I'm not saying we should accept their terms blindly, but we need to take this seriously. The room buzzed with whispered conversations. Aslan nodded thoughtfully. If we refuse their offer, do you believe they will attack? Lena hesitated. I don't think they want a war with us, not yet, but if we're seen as a liability instead of an ally, they might not hesitate to eliminate us. Aslan tapped his fingers against the table. Then the question is simple. Do we take the risk of aligning with the Varkin, or do we gamble on standing alone? Days passed, and the council deliberated. Meanwhile, Lena and her crew monitored the Varkin fleet from orbit, their presence a constant reminder of the looming decision. Captain, Her XO, Commander Malik, said one morning, breaking the silence on the bridge, the Dominion has sent another message. Let's hear it, Lena said. Thalix's image appeared again, his expression as unyielding as ever. Captain Darrow, your council's deliberations amuse me, but time is running out, the storm approaches, and your people stand unprepared. Will you join us, or shall we consider your kind expendable? Lena's jaw tightened. You don't dictate our timeline, Thalix. Humanity makes its own choices. Thalix smirked. A bold claim, but boldness alone doesn't win wars. I await your answer. The transmission ended abruptly. Malik frowned. He's not bluffing. If we push them too far. I know, Lena said. Her hands gripped the edge of her console. But we can't rush into this. If we align with them, we're betting everything on their vision of the future. The council's final decision came 2 days later. Lena was summoned to a private briefing with Aslan and a select few military advisors. We've reached a consensus, Aslan said, his face grave. We'll agree to a limited alliance with the Varkin. In exchange for their technology and intelligence, we'll provide support, but only to the extent that it serves humanity's long-term interests. Lena nodded slowly. And if the alliance retaliates? We'll deal with that when it comes, Aslan replied. For now, survival is our priority. The official announcement was made later that day. The Varkin fleet moved closer, docking at human stations and exchanging envoys. Humanity gained access to technology centuries ahead of its own, and whispers of new defensive measures spread through the colonies. But as humanity prepared for the coming storm, Lena couldn't shake the feeling that they'd made a deal with the devil. The Deathworlder fleet had changed everything, and the true cost of their alliance had yet to reveal itself. The integration of Varkin technology into humanity's infrastructure began immediately. Ships were retrofitted with advanced shielding systems, energy weapons, and hyper-efficient propulsion drives. The colonies marveled at the capabilities of their new allies, but beneath the surface, tensions simmered. On the bridge of the Resolute, Lena watched as a team of Varkin engineers worked alongside her crew. Their efficiency was almost unnerving, every movement calculated, every word deliberate. One of them, a towering figure named Ralvek, paused to observe Lena. You're uneasy, Captain, he said, his voice low but resonant. Lena folded her arms. Your people don't exactly inspire trust. You don't do anything without a purpose. Ralvek inclined his head. True. But the same can be said of your kind. That's why this alliance is promising. Promising for whom? Lena shot back. Ralvek didn't answer, his expression unreadable as he turned back to his work. Lena couldn't shake the feeling that every interaction with the Varkin was some kind of test. Meanwhile, in the halls of the United Earth Council, not everyone was pleased with the new alliance. Protests broke out on several colonies, accusing the council of selling out humanity's independence. On Earth, opposition groups gained traction, demanding transparency about the terms of the agreement with the Varkin. One such leader, a fiery orator named Eliza Merrick, delivered a speech that echoed across the system. The Varkin claim to be our allies, but they're predators at heart. We must not become their prey. Humanity has survived this long by standing on its own 2 feet. If we trade our freedom for their technology, we may find ourselves enslaved by those who see us as nothing more than tools. Her words resonated, but they also sowed division. Some saw her as a hero, others labeled her a reactionary who endangered humanity's survival. Months passed, and the promised storm began to take shape. Reports filtered in from the outer sectors of the Galactic Alliance, unknown fleets attacking border worlds, leaving devastation in their wake. The Varkin were tight-lipped about the enemy, only referring to them as the Scourge. Lena finally demanded answers during a joint strategy meeting. Who are they? She asked, addressing Thalix directly. We deserve to know what we're up against. Thalix's gaze was cold. The Scourge is an ancient force. Machines, built by a long-dead species, designed for a war that ended millennia ago. They exist only to consume and destroy. Entire civilizations have fallen to them. The Alliance believes they can bargain with the Scourge. They are fools. Why haven't you fought them before now? Lena pressed. Thalix's expression hardened. Because we knew the fight would require allies. Now, we have you. The room fell silent. Felix's admission sent a chill down Lena's spine. The Varkan hadn't sought humanity for its potential alone, they'd been waiting for a species desperate enough to join their cause. The first encounter with the Scourge came on the fringes of human-controlled space. The Resolute, now equipped with Varkan weaponry, led a task force to intercept the invaders. Lena stood on the bridge as the enemy fleet emerged from hyperspace. They were unlike anything she'd ever seen, dark, spindly ships that seemed to absorb light. Their movements were eerily coordinated, as if controlled by a single mind. Enemy ships are locking weapons, Malik reported. Engage, Lena ordered. The battle was chaos. The Scourge ships moved with unnatural speed, their weapons tearing through the weaker human vessels. But the Varkan technology held its own. The Resolute's new energy cannons ripped through the enemy's hulls, and the reinforced shields absorbed hits that would have obliterated them before. When the dust settled, humanity had won its first victory against the Scourge, but at a cost. Dozens of ships were lost, and the survivors carried tales of an enemy that seemed more force of nature than fleet. In the aftermath, Lena sent a message to Felix. We held the line, but barely. If this is just the beginning, we need more than your technology. We need your full commitment. Felix's response was chilling. You've proven yourselves capable, Captain. But this war is not about saving every world. It's about survival. Some sacrifices are inevitable. Lena slammed her fist against the console after the transmission ended. The Varkan were using humanity, testing them to see if they were worth keeping around. And Lena knew that the Scourge was only the beginning. The Deathworlder fleet had changed everything, but the true battle for humanity's future was just beginning.